Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kings of the Storm 2. Now, we finally have our next match ready here, and it's actually going to be...
It's going to be Glorious versus Vexx.
Now,
So this is a long-awaited match.
yes.
They've wanted to get together a couple of times, and I believe because of the way that we were doing before, where you had to queue into each other, I don't actually know if they were ever able to do that. I think it was an unfortunate circumstance where they weren't able to, lock in against each other. So they are here now, and it's going to be a good game.
Well, we have a couple updates here in the bracket. We can take a look at it. We can see that Vexx actually came over Group Gaming, and Team Ludo has taken out Team No Breaks. We're going to have Snowflake and Team Ludo, but that game's going to be going on live right now, if I'm not correct. That's going to be happening off stream. We're going to be streaming Glorious and Vexx, and when we come back, we'll actually have the semifinals after this game here to see who's going to be playing everyone.
Right.
So we'll have the full bracket updated after our games here, but we're going to jump right on into the draft between Glorious and Vexx, and we have Glorious right here, and we're going to start the pick band phase right here. Okay, go with the bands, says Matt.
Says me. Bands are go.
Vans are go, and we'll see what they go with.
Yeah, we did. We have seen Stitches and Tassadar get banned a lot today already, so I'm not going to be surprised if that happens to be the case that we see go in here. And I do believe that not Simba. What am I doing? Glorious is going to be the second pick here. So yeah, so Icebox goes ahead and says for Vexx that they're going to ban out Stitches, and no surprise there.
Yep. I mean, Stitches ban every game now. Up to this point, in ban Tassadar, we've seen Tassadar either banned or first picked for every game. All
been
three
pick
games.
Banned, Stitches pick bands.
I mean,
all the way through.
They're two very, very strong characters, so no real surprises there at all.
Yeah, and we will be seeing Vexx pick their first hero here in a second, and then obviously Glorious will respond with 2, and then we'll go 2-2, 2-1 until we're all set. So and we are, for the record, we are going to Dragonshire. For anybody that doesn't see that on the bottom of the overlay, we are going to Dragonshire. So we'll see what teams decide to do. It's a very interesting map. It doesn't have any kind of PVE elements like we just saw in Garden and in Blackheart's Bay. It's very, very focused on just doing what you can do with your own heroes. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And we do see Arthas getting picked up from Vexx. It's a strong opening pick. It's a very strong opening pick.
I mean, we've seen tanks be the first pick and bans in pretty much every game now. Arthas and Stitches both can really, really they're so versatile. They're so well-rounded heroes. Same thing with Tassadar. So they're just really, really safe early picks and bans.
And we do see, in that regard, before I jump over to this, we have seen Tyrael picked up all the time.
Yes.
Like he's been there. He's been one of the first picks all the time. We also see Tychus and Uther getting picked now. So that's a thing. And Uther is picked, for the record. It's just we can't see it because of the UI bug.
Yes.
So Uther is picked by Glorious right now, and we do see Nick on Tychus. Whether he's going to stay on that or if Tychus is going to rotate between someone amongst the team, not sure, but they have locked those in.
Yep, 2 strong picks. I mean, again, Tychus. They made a change, some small changes to him in the past, but he's still like super, super top notch of a pick. Again, his damage output is incredible. The Odin giving him that second health bar, you can't count him out.
No,
ever,
not at all.
ever.
Not at all. He's very, very scary.
Yes.
Blood Rain as well helps a ton if you decide to take it. It's a cone slow, effectively. If you're in the cone of his Q, it will slow you, and it allows him to just stick on you, and it's super scary.
Well, we have Vala and Falstad, 2 ranged massive powerhouses to come in here, joining Arthas, get someone locked down, and lay some damage on them. Obviously, we don't know their full composition quite yet, but 2 pretty strong picks.
It is very, very strong. And like you said, if Arthas does land that snare, and Vala's there, or Falstad are there to follow up on it, extremely scary. Like, just almost immediate elimination scary. So definitely something to look out for there. And we do see that Glorious in turn responded with a Tyrael, like we were saying, constantly picked up today, and Zeratul as well. So, and Glaurung on Zeratul, the person who literally just put out the video on Zeratul about how sneaky he was, jumping all over the place. It'll be interesting to see if he makes any of those plays today. It would be very. I'd be okay with it.
So
It's pretty funny.
Glaurung is known for his Stitches, and we saw a ban
Right.
on Stitches from Icebox immediately because they don't want to deal with Stitches, A, but B, Glaurung Stitches is terrifying.
Yeah, it's really good.
Like you said, he just put out this video where he is just juking everyone with his Zero Tool, and I bet you he's been looking for his secondary hero where he can just really pick up. It's a different role, but I think it's going to work really well here for.
It's totally different. It's very mechanically intensive, and decision making is super key on Zeratul because he is a stealthy, he is very squishy. So if you decide to engage on something and it's not the ideal engagement, you might lose your life. I mean, as we saw in those last couple of games as well, you have to be on point with your Void Prisons if that's the ultimate that you take. If you don't throw down an effective Void Prison, you're burning a massive cooldown for literally nothing. There's no damage that happens from it. It's pure CC. It's pure utility.
I mean, the thing about Void Prism is it's such an incredibly strong heroic that it can make or break a fight. You can actually ruin a team fight for your team or make the most amazing initiation available to you because it's a very, very hard lockdown on 1, 2, 3, as many members as you need to pull out from the fight. So it's and you can use it to save your allies. Right. Not something you see happen as often, but it is definitely a viable thing.
Yeah. And what they can do with this is, if Nick does manage to get a grenade into Vexx and it does knock someone away, it does displace them, then ZP can go ahead, follow that up with the Judgment, stun them in place, and Glaurung can just say, you know what? I'm just going to stun the rest of your team with a Void Prison. You can't react to this. We're going to blow them up. End of story. After that, they can either go take objectives, or they can just keep pressuring on whatever base they're on.
Yeah, it opens the doors up for whatever they really want. I mean, you get a kill, you win a team fight, opens up a lot of options here. But we're seeing a noob and Malfurion, the first noob pick of the tournament. I'm actually super excited because he is, in fact, one of the newest heroes that has been added into the game here. Excuse me here for switching that around a little bit. Yeah, we see Malfurion. We're seeing double Arthas right now, but that's actually going to be an Anub Arak. Here we go, going Anub Arak on Icebox, an Organized Chaos on the Arthas with Sage on Vala.
Nice. We will, why is there...
They react.
They did. They picked Abathur.
Abathur. Wow.
I didn't even see it. So quick.
Yeah, that was really quick. And, Pajamathur rocking that awesome skin. God, it's such a good skin. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, double Tychus, hyper scary. Double Tyrael, pretty scary as well. They can, double Odin is insanely hard to deal with. It does a lot of damage, and it's hard to take down. And then if you want, you can have double Tyrael and just really, really mess someone up. You can get in their face and never leave. So that's a thing. And
it is absolutely a thing.
It's gonna be scary.
I actually have a random on my screen for some reason still.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Xbox is saying that one of their players is AFK or something.
Player on the way back. They will be right back. So we're going to wait for that player to ready up, and we'll get this game rolling. Honestly, I'm really stoked for this match. Again, not only do we have really good compositions, and I'm excited to see Anub Arak played for the first time in a competitive match, but at the same time, this is a bit of a grudge match between almost just Iceboxed and ZPs. More than Vexx.
Two streamers. ZP has been streaming forever. Icebox is relatively new in regards to it. So it's, this is two people butting heads, and I know that one of them wants to take this. They want it real bad.
There's more than just like the Kings of the Storm title on the line in this specific match, and I love rivalry, so it's always exciting to get them together. I mean, we're not gonna lie. We picked this match for a reason. When we saw it as an option in the bracket, we're like, yes, this match is gonna happen. All right, we're gonna stream it. We're gonna broadcast it because everybody wants to see it. Anybody that follows their Twitch streams, they want to see this match happening here. So it's going to be a good match. As soon as the player is back, looks like everybody is actually ready to roll here. Just need everyone to ready up. And I'm going to ask the chat to ready up here in the game, and we can go. Asking them to ready up, and we'll go when you're good to go. Getting all the players. Now, we don't have any other updates from the other matches in the bracket quite yet, do we?
We have, all of the first rounds are done.
They are done, that's right.
Yeah,
okay, so we shouldn't definitely not have any. If that was a 10-minute match, something would be very wrong, actually.
Right. Yeah, no, all the first round is done. We're into the second round now, and we'll be seeing what happens as we go forward.
Well, it looks like we're ready, so we're going to get going with this match here as we jump into the second round of Kings of the Storm 2. Now we have, once again, this is Vexx Gaming versus Glorious Gaming. Glorious will be on the blue side. Vexx will be on the right side, as long as the game agrees with us and what we set up. Again, this is alpha in development, and you know, the game, honestly, just having the ability to observe games live is a wonderful pleasure. So shout out to Blizzard, their community management team, and everything they're doing, making this tournament even a possibility for us, because we're very excited to be able to do this here.
Yeah, it's going to be... I mean, I'm happy that we can do this right now, but I'm really looking forward to what happens in the future as we go through. Like, we have so many good producers in this community that it's awesome to see what everybody does.
Everyone. I mean, the Heroes Premier League, ESB Championship Series, check out all those guys. Everybody does a lot of work in this community. There's a lot of hardworking players, personalities, and broadcasters for sure. Well, we see Nick here spamming his little Hearthstone
He likes the
button.
B-Walk. He likes the B-Walk.
He does. Look at that new skin. It is now considered a legendary skin. It's the only legendary skin in the game.
It's pretty
Actually,
awesome.
he's
He
got
throws
a,
Banelings.
he throws Banelings. It's so cool. It's so very cool. Well, we're going to see everybody kind of rotate, soak their lanes. We're seeing a nice spread here in the middle lane. It looks like we're going to have Malf and a noob. Nope, a noob Rex deciding to go in the top lane with Vala. And Falstead will be down in the bottom lane by himself.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have pretty much a 1v1 on bottom with Tychus and Falstead. Mid lane, not too sure what Glaurung's going to do. He's probably going to rotate a lot. And again, this is Glorious. This is a team that was known from day one for their very, very aggressive playstyle. They like to roam. They like to do a lot of engaging. And having Abathur will allow them to just jump onto pretty much anyone that's roaming. So I imagine to see a lot of Glaurung and Abathur just going in on things. And it looks like they're going for Sage right now. He does know that he's in the bush, though. He's going to go ahead, jump out, try to put a little bit of pressure on, but not get too much going.
Yep, I mean, Sage knows better than to try to get out of this. With a nice Inubret coming in with the burrow charge, but it's not going to be enough. ZPs, I mean, Tyrael is a pretty tanky character. He's just going to Q, get out of here, and he'll be just fine. But nice attempt, and that'll allow for Vexx Gaming here to kind of take that top shrine in 10 seconds, because they do currently have this top lane control.
Check out mid, though. We have Zeratul going back in onto Galicia. Will be able to get out? Yeah. Malfurion, you know, self-heals, no big deal. Throws it up. Actually, looks like it taps well as well, so he's going to be really topped off. Not have to worry about pretty much anything going forward.
Well, again, we're going to see the control here go down for Vexx Gaming on the top shrine, and the bottom shrine goes to Glorious, but we're going to see this rotation coming down from these two tanks that can really initiate on anyone. So if they find any member of Glorious in the middle here out of position, they're going to go for the gank.
Yep. Glorious does know that it's happening. They know where everyone is, as they do have Glaurung in mid. He's giving a nice little bit of vision. And they did see Icebox go down, and they have been hitting Abathur mines, so they have vision on them. Not going to be able to do pretty much anything. Nick goes ahead and makes a really good call to just back up, and a first blood comes out for Glorious in top lane as Bala gets taken down with the nice little combo of Zeratul and Tyrael.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really, really dangerous gank combo where they can both dive on you and just dish out a ton of damage. Now, we see that Glorious does have control of both shrines, but there is a very small chance they'll be able to grab this Dragon Shrine as Vexx Gaming is properly reacting to the middle and they're rotating to take the top shrine back for them.
VP actually going in on top just to try to stall for a little bit, realizes that it's not worth it, they're not going to be able to take mid, and goes ahead and backs off. But Nick has rotated to the mid, and Organized Chaos finds himself in a really dangerous situation, does actually lose his life as a great gank comes in.
I mean, Glorious going up 2 kills to nil. That's a really, really nice pickup for them there. Getting the 1 level lead at this point in the game is very, very nice. Vexx does, in fact, have the Dragon Shrine, but I don't think I don't think they'll be able to capitalize on it. We're going to see Glorious try to rotate, get a pickup here. We see Icebox is very low, has to tap the well, and they're going to be able to grab this top shrine away from them in the top lane here.
We do see that Glaurung has taken the reduced cooldown on Blink, and he's also taken Gathering Power. So he's looking to snowball, he's looking to be a very mage-heavy Zeratul coming in later. Icebox goes in for the engage, does end up hitting the knockup, but will someone be able to get out of this?
Now, if the stuns were used, not together, if they waited and they spread their stuns out, they could have got that gank, but they actually used their stuns together there, almost wasting one of them more or less, not disallowing them from getting that first kill, or that third kill in the game, excuse me.
Yeah, he might have gotten taken down. The damage wasn't really there. They didn't have a hard damage there, but, you know, you do what you can. They are going ahead and picking up those giants on bottom, but it's going to cost him a Dragon Knight, and that's a pretty interesting trade, because Glaurung can just swing down bottom and take out those dragons in no time flat.
I mean, really nice clairvoyance there by Glorious Gaming, knowing that they weren't in lane. We can grab the Dragon Knight now. Let's grab it and push with it. The Dragon Knight isn't that strong at this point in the game, but still, they're going to just use it very carefully. Knowing it has a pretty small health pool, they're just going to poke away at these towers, use its abilities to clear the lane, smack what towers they can take down, and not overcommit with it. Because it lasts for a decent amount of time. I mean, they have 20 seconds left on it. They can do a decent amount of damage, and Glaurung is just going to go for this tower, and he should just back up right here.
Yeah, he's just gonna, he's just gonna go for it.
He says, I can blink out. I can blink out. That's true. That's very true. May as well utilize it for its full cooldown. It makes perfect sense.
So they've broken mid wall, or almost broken mid wall, and they have broken bottom wall, which means if they get giants on bottom, they're gonna be putting direct pressure on the fort. Great thing to have in your advantage. Whereas Vexx hasn't really done all that much in terms of building damage. They are taking knights right now, though.
I want to point out that entire time, Vexx had 3 members defending, and they had 2 members soaking the other lanes when all of Glorious was in the middle lane trying to push on that pressure. They didn't get a fort, they didn't do any damage to a fort, and Vexx was able to soak all 3 lanes, getting the XP kind of back in their favor. They caught up a little bit in the level there. So that's a really nice play on their part to really catch up in the XP. We're seeing Glorious take yet another camp. We have Knights in the top lane for Vexx and Giants pushing the bottom lane. And we're seeing Glorious go on in here. We see ZPs is in the front line. They're going to take down Organized Chaos. False Head goes down, and Icebox has to back up. He cannot fight 4 members of Glorious by himself. These Giants are going to get a ton of efficiency, having 2 Giants pushing in the bottom lane simultaneously with 4 members to push with it. This fort is going to fall, almost guaranteed.
Oh, for sure. Look at the experience,
Level 10 is almost up for Glorious. As soon as they have those heroics, they're going to be using them on just on call. They're going to have that R button ready to roll.
Oh, False Head.
So False Head's back in lane. Vexx is back in lane.
Is a little bit too extended right now, but he can just go ahead and turn around if he comes out.
1 kill on Malfuria. They don't have the same. They do not have a healer left in the fight. 4 Giants getting maximum efficiency. They can't even get near the Giants. And ZPs is really just kind of keeping the zoning going out here for his team, knowing that he has to get in the front line. And that was a beautiful Divine Storm, again, and using the Void Prism here to lock in the last 2 members. They should be able to get Soma, or Sage, excuse me.
They're going to kill their own team member.
Starts with an S.
Yeah, they're just going to kill their own team member. No big deal. But Vala does end up falling, and they still have these Giants pushing, which means Vexx has to respond to them. They are going to go ahead and back off, though. It's fine. They'll be able to deal with it. Icebox, meanwhile, top lane, trying to do something, realizing that he's not going to be able to do too much down bottom, and, just goes ahead, breaks the fort. Does have knights there. They do have, they are buffed, so they're able to do a little bit more damage than they normally would. Actually, they only have health. What am I talking about? So they have that, and it looks like Icebox might actually have some company up top in a second.
Yeah, I mean, Merc Lore definitely increases the efficiency of Merc Camp quite a bit, but, Icebox just trying to keep the level, trying to hit level 10. That's his opinion there is, look, we need to hit 10. We can't fight them if we don't have 10. They're going to try to take this shrine, but they realize this Vexx is in position to defend, and they do have heroics now, so they actually have a fighting chance. When you don't have heroics, it's almost near impossible to take a full team fight, but having their heroics up, they're going to do what they can. But we actually have Crexus floating in the bottom lane. They're just kind of stalling as long as they can while Crexus removes the shrine. But Glorious knows not all 4 are there. They're going to go in for the initiation. That was a very, very nice Twilight Dream, stopping Glorious's initiation and forcing them back. Very nice play by Glypha there. And we're seeing the Suns come down, the full initiation. Odin goes down, Shockanaw goes down. Nick is going to get out of here. Someone's going to get out, but ZP's is actually in a tight spot, but
he's so close.
He barely gets out.
That was a really, really good initiation from Vexx. If they had a Rain of Vengeance there, which Sage has to pick up, they might have actually just gotten that. They might have won that team fight outright.
That was a disengage. Glorious came in, and the Twilight Dream
Glorious
completely disengaged their initiation. So that was
disengage and a re-engage.
Yes, exactly. But that was incredibly well done. Again, Twilight Dream, an amazing heroic. It silences and does damage and stuns everything within it. I think he hit 3 or 4 members there, and they just had to back. Absolutely.
Quick correction, does not back.
Yes. Oh, see, I did say that. Silence.
It's okay. So we do see that Vexx has been able to pick up the dragon. So they now have pressure. Glaurung's gonna try to get everything. Actually baits out. He just baited out a Rain of Vengeance.
He did, and that's huge. That's massive. Very nice Void Prism getting 3 members, forcing Icebox to kind of just go into the shrine, excuse me, the sphere. And yeah, they are all going to fall, though. It's not going to be enough for them to get out of here. Icebox might be able to burrow charge out, but nope, the sun comes down. And that's going to be a team wipe. I mean, Sage will get out, but still, this is
that's 4 people down. So now Glorious, I mean, granted, that was just beautiful all around.
Yes.
But now Glorious has the option of taking all 6 Giants on bottom with 0 repercussions. They're going to take these right now. They might swing the mid right after they take these, but it's a little bit risky. Cooldowns, or rather, respawn times are still very low, and we see that a sizable chunk of Vexx is back up. But they are able to take out that first Giant camp. It looks like they're moving on to the second one, and they might just go ahead and pick up their own and swing back up top for their own Knight. So they have full objective control now. They did get a little shaky in the middle, but they've come right back. They put a 3-level lead right back on the board and say, you know what? We're here to play. This is our game, and they're trying to prove that right now.
I mean, 3-level lead is massive at this point in the game. It's massive at any point in the game. They have the talent advantage going for them. They're grabbing these Knights, but Vexx knows exactly what's going on.
Icebox is going in, though.
They're coming on in for the initiation. Icebox in the front line. The Shockanaut comes down, hitting 2 members of Glorious Gaming, but Glorious, intelligently just backs up. No heroics went down for them. They have all their heroics, getting off cooldown in just a moment, and they're going to wait till their team has all 4 heroics ready to go, and they'll probably go for a full pressure initiation at that point. We're seeing the Locust here.
It just
pressure
happened.
the top lane with Abathur. Oh, you're right. Massive initiation.
Rain of Vengeance comes down, does not end up hitting anything, but it doesn't matter. Soma goes in with the Divine Storm, gets the stun onto Falset. ZP goes in, knocks Organized Chaos back. Sage is going to be the only one to live again, and it's just, that was just great. I heard the ult from ZP. The Judgment came down. I don't know who he went on, but it happened.
Yeah.
And it was great. They were able to just go ahead and take that fight straight out, and they will be able to pull this for it. If Vala tries to go a little bit too far, Soma is very low, but he can just go ahead and say, you know what, stun you, grenade happens, Vala drops.
I mean, that's the power of this team, and having a hero like Tyr that can initiate so hard, like with that you have so much hard damage. You throw the Divine Storm in there, you can just really pick out that one player and then just delete the enemy team. And we saw really, really nice play like that. Again, this top lane is being soaked by Abathur this whole time, while no one for Vexx Gaming can even contest.
Actually almost dead.
Yeah, no one can contest.
It's actually almost dead.
I mean, the Locusts do a lot of damage over a short amount of time, and we're just seeing him actually just pressure the bottom lane here. He came down, he burrowed. He's going to pressure a little bit. Looks like he might just hide here for the time being. And the shrines are back up, so Vexx is intelligently just grabbing the top.
Take a look right now. Every ult on Glorious is up. If they catch them in transition, they could just wipe them. They have a full tier on them right now, and they have the 16 tier. It's terrifying.
The 16 tier is a massive, massive point. I mean, those are essentially the strongest talents outside of your heroics. But we're seeing an initiation here on the Knight camp. Vexx tried to go for them. Glorious found them out of position, and we're seeing their heroics go down. Now Organized Chaos will fall. Glissa is stuck in the Void Prism, and Glissa will go down. Tries to get the Twilight Dream, but it doesn't go off.
Stand
Got knocked
aside.
out of it from the grenade. Nicely timed grenade there, seeing the cast because it has a very short cast time, but you can stun him out of it.
And to give credit, Glaurung, I'm pretty sure, just straight up 100-0'd Vala before that fight happened.
Yes.
I'm fairly certain that happened.
And we see Icebox going here. Glaurung doesn't care. He says, look, I got 4 levels on you. I can delete you from this game. I'm going to get right in your face and pull you down. We're going to see this middle keep fall. Members of Vexx are respawning, but they have no intention of stopping. With a 4-level lead, it's going to be very easy for them to get aggressive and push it. Nice Rain of Vengeance. Very, very well done. Shock of All wasn't even a necessary tool there, but he wanted to make sure they guarantee the kill.
Yeah, that was fantastically well done. We do see though that even though Glorious did just lose Soma there on Uther, they still have map presence. They still have map control. They can get another Dragonite if they want to right now, and it looks like Glaurung's going to go ahead, pull that top shrine, and we're looking at Tyrael. Tyrael's sitting in mid saying like, okay, do I get this right now? I'm still missing a member. I don't actually have another body on the field because I have Abathur. His ultimate is down. Actually, no, I lied. It's up. His ultimate is up right now. So they have everything except for Void Prism right now if they want to go in and engage. I'm guessing they're probably just going to want to try to stall a tiny bit. And they can see where Vexx is right now because when you pull Dragonite, if you're doing Knights, it'll still show the skull on the map while the rest of them disappear. So they knew that they were there, but they rightly, in my opinion, decided to not engage because they didn't have their whole team there. They're just going to wait on this. They have 50 seconds on Dragonite. They'll clear these Giants and then likely push down bottom, as it is already open.
Well, I mean, it makes sense that they're going for the bottom lane, as we can see that this keep is actually taking a large amount of damage already. The Dragonite will whack it 2 or 3 times, throw his fire down, and do pretty much take it out at this point. But Glaurung in the face, getting a little...
It's getting cheeky.
Yeah, a little cheeky. That's a good word for him. I mean, Abathur surprisingly not soaking a lane that we see him going to the top lane now, soaking the lane there, and the Dragonite
is up there. Check that out.
Yeah, he is in the top lane. He sees that Abathur is there, and that's a nice reaction.
The ult's
getting
though
ready
to get away.
Yes, he does use the get out. And we see Glaurung coming here on Sage. He's going to go right on in, take Sage out. Again, a good Twilight Dream to try to disengage, but it's not going to be enough. Divine Storm goes down. This fort, or keep, falls. And we're going to see Glorious Gaming push right on in here with the Dragon Knight. It's only got 1 second left.
I believe that was a Void Prison from Avatar.
Yes.
Which it was.
Yes, it was. Very nice, very nice. Organized Chaos will fall. Now they have 2 members down. Glorious still has all 5 up here. But they're gonna back up. I mean, they have a 3-level lead, 4-level lead, more or less. And
Icebox just took a fight he 100% should not have taken.
Yep. I mean, that was a mistake.
They had the disengage. They didn't need to do anything special. Went in for it. It looks like Mike is still trying to go in, but he's actually going to take a ton of damage. Goes ahead and throws his VP down on the fort to keep himself alive.
Wow.
Will be able to get out.
Wow.
Great call and a nice save from Soma
smart
as well.
Play. I mean, keep himself alive. Make sure to keep pressuring. He doesn't need that heroic right now. I mean, it's going to be up by the time another big team fight happens. They can just end the game right here. Like you said, I mean, Vexx really didn't have to keep chasing. There was only 3 of them. There was less members chasing. Even though Glorious was weak, it was almost just a greedy play to keep chasing, and Glorious just turned around and capitalized on the moment.
Right. Yeah, I mean, whenever you go in on a Tychus or a Tyrael, if you aren't 100% certain that you're going to get something out of it, it's just not worth it. Like, they'll either just grenade you and walk away, or grenade you into them and kill you. Or, you know, stand aside and just ruin your day.
While we're seeing Glaurung jump right here on the Malfurion. He wormholes out of there, and he's going to get the kill on Malfurion. Now, will he get out of here? No, absolutely not. But 1 for 1.
The Treant did block a Singularity. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't actually notice that.
It did happen. And so that's why Malfurion didn't pop immediately, and Glaurung stuck around just a little bit too long to pick that up. He did get knocked up by the spikes from Icebox, so that happens. Cost him his life. But, you know, that's the risk you take when you play a delete champion.
Yeah, I mean, any of those stealthy champions, they're very squishy. If you miss your snipe on Nova, you're going to be punished for it.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Same thing goes for Zeratul, for sure. Now, we're seeing Vexx here. They're trying to get some control in the bottom lane. They realize that these Giants are going to be pushing, so they have to delete them from the game. They have to clear out these catapults as well. I mean, we're seeing the Merc, or that's the promote, actually, on Abathur, promoting the catapults.
Right.
Getting that extra health on them, and
the catapults get so big when they're promoted.
They're massive, and they're little tiny boulders. Oh, it looks big.
It looks a little
big.
And it gets small.
They
will absolutely ruin buildings.
They do. They do.
It's disgusting how hard they hit. So if you leave those unattended, they will actually win a game for you.
Well, we actually see Glorious wants to come up here to contest the Knights, but because they know that's where Vexx is going. Yes, Vala is getting picked off here by Glorious. She's a little out of position. She wanted to go for those Knights potentially. Brand of Vengeance is wasted. I mean,
I wouldn't say
it's zoned. It's zoned.
Judgment was used as well.
It's on cooldown. Okay,
so
1 for 1.
One for one.
You're right.
But in terms of everything, Rain of Vengeance does have a tiny bit longer cooldown. Obviously, we're seeing that it's 70 to 55 right now, and 5v5 might be popping up right now.
Yeah, it looks like Glorious wants to go in here. They got that 3-level lead. They hit level 20. Having the level 20 trait or talent advantage is pretty huge. And they're going in. Shock'n'Awe comes out, but it's not going to be enough to even damage Glorious very much here. They're going to pressure. Again, Twilight Dream being used as well. Big red button. And, they're just going to keep pressuring. You have the Abathur in the front here, tanking a lot of damage, and the efficiency with Uther is quite huge. Now, they don't have any heroics on cooldown except for the Odin on Tychus, and I don't think we'll even see it used in this initiation.
So easy. I know it looks like it's not there, but it's
I was looking at the graphic.
It's very, yeah.
I thought that was Abathur.
No, yeah. When Odin is up, and the game's gonna end. But when Odin's up, it shows up as if it's not being used.
Completely didn't realize how much damage those Giants and catapults in the bottom lane were doing to the core.
Just crazy amounts.
Wow.
Again, if you leave those things unattended and they're attacking your base, they will absolutely ruin it. It's something that we've seen a couple of times in other events. We've seen teams like be on the verge of being able to bring a game back, but because they forgot to clear those minions, they lost the game.
I mean, that's the power of something like Promote. Actually, we're seeing Promote used a lot more recently.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this at the very beginning of the day today. If you leave minions unattended, and especially if they're promoted, they will march all the way down the lane. Like they won't stop and they won't die because of the change to the minions recently, where they're not as damaging to each other as they used to be. So a promote will give it 3 times its health and double damage. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's a significant push you get in that lane, and we definitely saw just the hero Abathur in general, having the Locust and
Right.
having the Promote,
Yeah.
the presence on different lanes in the map constantly worked out really well for
Yeah,
him.
he did a great job. He did a great job pressuring pretty much everywhere. He was all over the map. He did get caught once, but because of that catch, it actually ended up pulling Icebox away from the fight, and he was able to ult down to the bottom lane, and they were able to just steamroll through that fort, or keep rather, inside the base.
Yeah, we did see some good initiations or disengages at least.
Oh yeah,
Coming out
Vexx,
of Vexx. They
Vexx did
played well. It was
Yeah.
a good game. It was a very good game. I mean, even though they didn't get too far pushed through their lanes, they were contesting and they were fighting even 2 or 3 levels down. They were
Right.
taking good fights against Glorious. So well played on their part. We have one more game or 2 more games this
Two more
series.
games,
It's a best of
potentially.
3.
Yeah,
Best of
potentially
3.
2 games.
So we'll be back with game 2. We're just going to get the lobby ready and we'll be back in just a minute, guys. Stay tuned.